Have you ever picked up a beautiful glass piece at a thrift store and wondered, is this ordinary glass or is it valuable crystal? Today we're looking at 7 easy ways to tell the difference between lead crystal and standard glass. Whether you're treasure hunting at estate sales, browsing antique shops, or sorting through grandma's china cabinet, these simple tests can save you money and maybe make you some. You've crossed into Dead Gentry. Let's uncover what time left behind. Crystal often commands significantly higher prices than ordinary glass. Collectors hunt crystal from makers like Waterford, Cambridge, Fostoria, Steuben, Baccarat, and Lalique, among others. And while not every crystal piece is valuable, many thrift store shoppers unknowingly walk right past collectible pieces every day. Let's make sure that isn't you. First up, the weight test. Pick up a crystal goblet and then pick up a similar glass goblet. Crystal usually feels noticeably heavier. Historically, lead crystal contained lead oxide, which increased both weight and brilliance. Now, this isn't a perfect test, but if one piece feels suspiciously heavy for its size, that's your first clue. Kind of like my collection room. It started with one shelf and somehow gained 800 pounds. Next is the famous ring test. Gently tap the rim. Crystal produces a long, musical ringing sound. Ordinary glass makes a shorter, duller thunk or clunk. That's not going to work. Oh, my microphone's rolling away. Collectors have been using this trick for generations. Just don't test it too aggressively because a broken Waterford goblet produces a sound that's going to sound mostly like you crying. Now we have light refraction. This is my favorite test to find out if something is glass or crystal. Crystal bends and refracts light much more dramatically than ordinary glass. You'll see rainbow-like flashes and intense bright sparkle. The higher the quality, the more dramatic the effect. This brilliance is one reason crystal became associated with luxury dining and formal entertaining. The next test is for cutting quality. Look carefully at the patterns. High quality crystal often features deep, sharp cuts. The edges appear crisp and precise. Ordinary pressed glass generally has softer details and shallower decorations. When you compare the two side by side, the difference becomes much easier to see. When you're looking at high quality cut crystal, the cut quality is usually so good that if you're to put a finger on it and press hard enough, it feels like it could almost cut you. Rub a thumb or a finger across it and see, does it feel almost too sharp to be handled? That is a high quality piece of crystal. Next, you want to be looking for mold seams. Turn the piece over and inspect the sides. Many mass-produced pieces of glass have visible mold seams. Crystal pieces are often cut, polished, and finished so thoroughly that seams are difficult to find or completely absent from the piece. No seams doesn't automatically mean something's crystal, but obvious seams are going to suggest that something is just ordinary pressed glass. Next, I do want you looking for things like The mark of whoever made the item. If a sticker's there and it's authentic and you can identify it, great. But a lot of times that gets lost. So on Better Crystal, I want you looking at the base of the object. Many collectible crystal companies mark their work. Look for Waterford acid marks, Fostoria labels, Baccarat signatures, and Lalique signatures. Learning maker's marks can save you from guessing. And the more maker's marks you know, the more you're going to know about crystal in general, helping you when you're out in the wild searching for the best pieces. Test number 7. This is called like a light test, sort of. I'm talking about UV light and age clues. So some vintage glass reacts under UV light. A few different types for a few different reasons. And that doesn't automatically mean something's crystal, but it can help identify age, the material that the product was made with, and different manufacturing techniques. Again, you're going to want to look for other types of clues like wear patterns, pointilles, ground bases, and signs of hand finishing. Those sorts of clues will help you build the complete story for how fine, how truly elegant a piece of lead crystal is. Now that we've gone over how to spot differences and how to spot what's crystal, before you run to your nearest thrift store, let's talk about common mistakes. Mistake number 1. Assuming every heavy thing that you pick up is crystal instead of glass. Not necessarily. Mistake number 2, assuming that everything that sparkles is crystal and not glass. Again, could be the case, could not be the case. Mistake number 3, buying based on appearance without checking the maker, knowing the pattern, or knowing the background of the object. If you get to know crystal really well and you can look at an item and identify it and go, I know what that is, I know who made it, I know that pattern, and therefore I know the value and I know what I should be paying for it. Great, wonderful, you've done your homework. That's awesome. I hope I get to where I can do that with every piece of crystal someday. But if you can't, buying based just on appearance is often just like guessing blind. Now, that isn't to say that if you trust your instincts and you know what you're looking for, that you shouldn't purchase something. But it is to say if you can check for the maker of an object, always do. Remember, condition and maker often matter more than size. A small signed piece can be worth far more than a giant anonymous one. If you made it this far in the video, we've got a surprise for you. I wanted to let you in on a few more little tips and tricks. The clarity of a piece can tell you if it's crystal or not. You're looking for brilliance, clarity, and rainbow sparkle. The higher the clarity, the higher the sparkle, the better the quality of the piece of crystal. Also, temperature. Lead crystal feels cooler than regular glass. It's cooler to the touch, which is an easy way if you're out in the wild searching for good quality to know if something's crystal or glass. You can really get a feel for it. And then there's something known as searching for those bubbles. Uneven distribution of bubbles, not uniform, not purposeful, or many and big bubbles are going to mean that a piece of glass or crystal is lower quality in general. And a lot of beautiful hand-blown, older pieces, studio and art crystal pieces do have bubbles. But you want to know whether or not it's a high-quality piece. You want less bubbles or uniform bubbles. Also, high-end makers aim for no bubbles at all. And that's your reward for staying so long through the video. So let's recap. When trying to identify crystal, look for greater weight, long ringing tones, strong light refraction, sharp cut patterns, minimal seams, maker marks, age and manufacturing clues. The more tests a piece passes, the more confident you can be in your identification. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe for more collectible guides, treasure hunts, thrift store finds, antiquing, vintage toys, glass, crystal, and hidden history. You can also find us between videos: Etsy for vintage and antique collectibles, Mercari for toys and modern collectibles, Whatnot for live collectible auctions and shows, and Instagram for collection highlights, rare finds, and future giveaways and information. Links are in the description below. Stay curious, and may your next find be special, because in Dead Gentry, time keeps leaving things behind.